I got my reasons right. I don't pump fake for no nigga and I ain't flogging for no hood. Yeah, think I was a monster, I'm charging for these lows. Just threw my hoodie on, ain't no competition, it's that bully flow, just sitting low. We pull up on business, bitch, at 24, it's pressure. And we gon' put it on you till the city on. Everybody trying to get a buzz like they Woody
They
though.
be like, how you coming? Guess they don't like when I speak my mind. I don't hold punches, keep me tweaking, get that all the time. Nowadays, common sense they comment, don't play on my top, that's all my life. Angel on demon time, Allah forgive me twice. They say cutting up, he be crashing out them bookers for a show. Out of pocket, he rebellious, yeah, I heard it all before. Shout out Kodak, Kiki, mobbing, they say that we toxic. Used to love me, now they hate me, still the talk of all they gossip.
Okay, I'm back down, just got off the flight, they thought I left, but now I'm back round. Chicago to Miami to Hawaii, changed the background. Pretty popping at the party in the stack house. Let them in if they ain't with the squad, we throw them back out. Left the house, I was a teen to mama, I'm a D-boy. Met some killers and some dealers, but hooked up with street boy. So many niggas on me now, I swear I need a decoy. Told them I'm the master, they should call me Leroy. For cash before I left the house today, so many bout to hate. When they see how much the invoice say I'm about to make, just switched up the mission cause the bitches found new routes to take. Just revved up the engine, hit the streets, I'm in town today. My Puma sweats, pockets look like knots, feel like my tumor stress. Too real for this, get these actors off my movie set. Tried to take it from me, had to tell them I was using at the crown. But make sure that you niggas put them rubies
They
back.
be like, how you coming? Guess they don't like when I speak my mind. I don't hold punches, keep me tweaking, get that all the time. Nowadays, common sense they comment, don't play on my top, that's all my love. Angel on demon time, Allah forgive me twice. They say cutting up, he be crashing out them bookers for a show. Out of pocket, he rebellious, yeah, I heard it all before. Shout out Kodak, Kiki, mobbing, they say that we toxic. Used to love me, now they hate me, still the talk of all they gossip. Yeah.
If you don't know me, then your bosses do. Never bad, y'all, I really talk to you. On that clown shit, I can't talk to you. Picture a boss making some bosses move. Never won, nigga, but we offering you. Low and child, nigga, that 39th shit. Rails, baby, that 39th stick. The king got his shit, shoot your crown. This came from the wheels. Got a spot on the app. With the longest case, shoot them guys, but I know them guys. City turned to clap you for a penny. Came from the low end and kept to other city. Shit get high here. Better wear your Glock here. Shop here. Hit you in your body. Put you in the wood and then they let you burn. Shit get stupid. Just stop loud, no, for sure you get mute. Gas up the place, so for sure you can't do it. Loud talk. I've been playing with that grass like a grandma. Bitch, I'm 39 to the devil, bitch. Don't let the weapons spit. 40 with your car, kicking like some decking shit. I ain't from the 9 from 39. Home of BT, big shorty, right? Landscaping. When I get it going, chasing them, gotta plan. Leaves on them trees when they fall, I'm a hand raider. Bag them, seal them, and get them gone. Jumped in this shit, was searching to see a zone. Ass bees here. Wood big as hell, like I'm smoking out a tree here. Playing with the branches like a monkey in a tree here. A GF, landscaper. I'm playing them well for that damn paper. I am 39. BFA shit. I ain't here to step on niggas' toes, but you see me? Yeah. Genius, this genius. I'm one of them niggas. And if you don't know that, you should ice your balls. Tell them talk about that hood team shit. They ain't really gonna do it though. You know this BFA shit though, don't you? BFA shit!
Shop Talk 7 in the building. We up top, but we get down. It's your host, Tony Media Monics.
And I am Get This D Smith in the house, man, on another Shop Talk 7 Thursday night, man. How y'all doing? Y'all go ahead and talk to us, man. How you feeling today, Mighty Media?
I am well. I got to create today. I'm always good when I get to create.
Okay, in your happy space.
Happy space.
In your happy space.
When she pisses me off, whoever she is, I go right to create and I'm good to go.
There you go. As long as you can
piss me off, you'll become a skit. Just remember that.
Or a bar.
Or a bar.
Or a bar.
Or a bar.
So you've been warned.
Don't mess with content creators.
You've been warned, man. Once again, we want to thank you guys. Shout out to the chat. Y'all know what it is, man. Hit us up, 630-465-0229. Again, that number is 630-465-0229. Okay? Another Shop Talk Thursday night, man, here on My Radio Chicago. Shout out to Blizz and the crew. Shout out to everybody on the station. Shout out to everybody listening. Y'all know what it is. We got Shop Biz ready to jump into that. And before we get started, y'all already know we got to get to our SBO segment. So shout out to our SBOs, our small business owners who are rocking with us. We definitely appreciate y'all and your support. So definitely thank y'all. All right. First things first, shout out to Heads Down, Bottoms Up. That's the way we like to
drink. I mean, other stuff too, but definitely drink.
Oh, yeah, definitely a whole lot of other stuff. But that's another show. All right. Shout out to Bottoms Up Mobile Mixology Services LLC. Our girl, Miss BB Fly. You guys want to reach out to her, hit her up at 773-314-7407. Okay. Again, that number is 773-314-7407. Hit her up for all your mixology needs. You know, if you guys want to have a class or something at your house for your friends, if you guys want to do mocktails for the kids, you know, she'll come and bartend at your event, you know, holler at her. If you want to reach her through email, it's bottomsupmix@gmail.com. All right. So thank you again to Bottoms Up Mobile Mixology Services LLC. All right. And also shout out to Miss Rose Design Services. Okay, that's Rose, R-O' Design Services. All right.
Not the Rose.
Not Rose.
Nasty ass
R-O-W or R-O.
Not R-O-S-E. Yeah. Not the Rose that you use for your quiet time.
Not that one. Not this time. But yeah, Rose Design Services, man. Make sure y'all check her out. 773-322-3076. Again, that number is 773-322-3076. Okay, and you can also reach her across Facebook, Instagram, and Gmail at Rose Design Services. Okay, that's her website. Check her out for all of your social media, graphic needs, things of that nature, branding. She's really, really dope. So make sure y'all check her out, okay? And that does it for our SBO segment. You know what I'm saying? So once again, shout out to SBOs and make sure y'all support our SBOs, man.
Yes, we're going to slide to a song. We'll be right back with the technical topics. Candace Nicole featuring Diego the God with Pull Up in Shop Talk 7, y'all. Let's get it.
Have mercy. Question. You want me for something? I won't put that passion. I'll let you have it. Whatever it may be. I ain't got that shit to give. You want it for something? Last I checked, I owed you nothing. A little respect goes a long way. Can't ask for that ticket the hard way.
I don't know what you used to, but I know ain't nobody gonna compare to me. I love it when you're naked, you ain't gotta get dressed, baby, you can come better to me. You don't understand how you act, you don't care when I treat you like you're rare to me. You don't really need nobody there for me. She says it's like nobody care for me. It's fair.
Like that ain't no debating. Can't take it back, watch what you're saying. If this cause I'm leaving, why you staying? Said what you said, ain't no explaining, yeah. It's a fight now. He said that it's up and it's stuck now. He can say anything to get his point across. I can tell that you're fishing just to throw it all.
I know I've been gone for a while. She told me come home, maybe picking up the phone in a while. It's funny, I remember you first told me to smile. Sorry, but my heart been cold for a while. No, you know the vibes, I ain't gotta say much, cause you know when I'm down, but you be holding me down. Say we locked in till we dead and we gone, we ain't even falling up if it's a hole in the ground. Hold fast, slow down. Take your time, we ain't gotta go fast. Baby, I'm just trying to make the moment last, cause I just seen how fast things can go back. Couple more rounds, gotta throw it back. Ain't gotta ask if it's mine, cause I know that. What she tell me, so I don't ask. Baby, tell me where you wanna go, go snack. Just know that we go back like Cadillac on 4 flat. Mikasa, Sukasa, you're welcome like a donut. She's rocking, she's rolling, we roll there and roll back. If I don't know nothing, then I know that.
That's how I've been doing. It be so random when you come through. Nights like this, you hold me down. Feeling this shit, you held me down. So we fight back. He said I'm the reason why he act like that. If it's like that, take it all back. No time to be toxic, I can fall back. But I'ma forever be me. I'ma forever be solid. Think that it's time to be honest. You the one took it the hardest. You wasn't ready for all this. Vision of having your kids. Could you picture that at the audience? I won't take it back cause I meant it. I'm searching for shit you weren't giving.
Purchase your beats. Holy shit.
Pull up back to
Shop Talk 7 in the building. We up top. We get down. Show Sony Media Monics.
Yeah, I am Get This D Smith in the house, man, on another Shop Talk Thursday night, man. How's everybody doing? Shout out to the chat, man. We appreciate y'all for stopping through, dropping your comments, man. Y'all know how it is, man. We're going to go ahead and get right on into it, man. What we got on Shop is,
We're going to start off with our question from the inbox. Somebody sent us this question and asked us to approach it. Now, this is something that a lot of us have probably talked about before, but we're going to do it anyway because they asked us.
And this is from the inbox.
This is questions from the inbox.
From the inbox. Let's put a title on that, too.
It is. I did.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, cool.
Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I did it now.
Question from the inbox. All right.
Questions from the inbox.
From the inbox. We didn't come up with this, but we're going to get into it, though. We're going to get into it. All
right. So questions from the inbox. Should women dress differently to avoid abuse? Why did they send me this? They're gonna get triggered looking at this one. Whatever. So here we go. Our attempt to answer a question from the inbox. No. The short answer, no. I can't say that out of my mouth. No, they shouldn't have to dress differently to avoid abuse. I'm certain that women who are dressed up modestly also get abused. Well, you know what? I've never looked at the stats. I don't even know how they would compute those stats. But I mean, most women who get abused, are they scantily clad? It's generally from somebody who knows them. So I don't think it got nothing to do with it.
And does that usually lead to abuse?
And I should have asked this person, how are they defining abuse?
Yeah. Whoever asked this, and this is the thing with questions too. Like when you ask, like this question here, should women dress differently to avoid abuse?
I think whoever wrote this really meant assault.
Assaults. Yeah. Because I'm reading it as abuse, and it's like,
abuse is a pattern.
How many?
So it's more than once.
But how many women, like, how much does dressing really trigger abuse?
Well, because the going logic is a man won't assault you if you put on some clothes.
Now assault,
and we know, but that's not.
And even with that logic,
you can't really.
Does that happen?
You can't. It's not often enough. The numbers are low. Okay. Well, one is too many. My bad.
Yeah.
One is too many.
Yeah, one is always too many.
One is too many. So I don't want to say the numbers are low.
Absolutely.
But I do want to say that, 9 out of 10 times are you getting abused or you know, I don't know. Ladies, maybe y'all can help us out. How often are women getting assaulted, like, or harassed when they go out? When you go out scantily clad, like, how often is that happening? One is too much. So remember that. Understanding that one time is too much.
And then again, that depends on what you consider assault. Like someone.
Well, I mean, it's clear definitions of assault.
Yeah, I know, but you know how people spread.
If I put hands on you, if I'm touching you in a way, especially if you've warned me already, that's sexual assault. That's sexual assault. Or harassment would be more verbal. I think I gotta look this up.
I mean, hell,
because I don't want to get this wrong.
You can stare somebody,
and that's harassment.
And they feel like that's harassment.
Well, that is harassment.
It's
like,
you know, talking at somebody, yeah, but you know, you just happen to be staring in
because you're probably making them feel uneasy. But I don't. Well, technically, is it sexual harassment?
That's what I'm saying. It's a broad.
Okay, so sexual assault is defined as when someone touches you in a sexual manner, unconsensual. Okay. Right. So that's sexual assault. Physical. You got to be touched for that. Okay, that's a physical. Now, sexual harassment. Sexual harassment. It includes unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature in the workplace or learning environment.
So it's harassment until it becomes physical.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. It's harassment until it becomes physical.
The line of physical. Even still, that's still not a reason for women. I mean, you dress how you want to dress. That's not an excuse for somebody assaulting you or harassing you.
Well, let's keep in mind though, the question isn't if they're making an excuse. It's I think it's asking, will dressing differently help avoid it happening? Not if it should, but will it functionally help avoid? Well, the question was, will it avoid? It didn't say help avoid. Will it? I think, but I think it might help avoid. You know what I mean?
I honestly don't think. In one lane, it wouldn't matter because a creep is going to creep. You know, somebody who wants to sexually assault is going to sexually assault you if you got a snowsuit on.
But there are some who tote the line, so maybe less of them will tote the line. If they don't see your demeanor as an advance, as a not advance, but as a open door.
Well, we had a conversation, was it last week, about with a few queens on the pod. Mm-hmm. Shout out to a few queens on the pod. They made a very good point about power that people get, women in particular, from being sexy or feeling sexy, sex appeal, even if they're not going to have sex. Some people, men and women included, can't handle that energy. You know what I'm saying? They can get out their bodies.
They have their triggers.
Yeah, that's no excuse, but if you chum the
water,
it's
there.
Yeah, you chum the water and give somebody something to entice them, it's going to entice them to do whatever it is
that they do.
Yeah, that they do.
Whatever their trigger dictates.
Right. And that's not saying that you are to blame or to...
Not at all. Not victim blaming here at all. You know? But things are cause and effect.
Yeah. If you got muscles and you walk outside with your shirt off, women are going to look. That's just cause and effect.
If somebody walks across the street during the gun battle, they should not shoot them. They should not be out there shooting in the first place. But cause and effect is you walk out there, you're probably getting shot.
You know.
But at the same time, no, they should not be harmed.
Whoever asked that question in the inbox, why are they in the chat?
Not right now.
Man, look, we should hit the. You should. Now you can't tag this.
Nah, yeah, okay. They didn't want to be outed. That's all right. You get
chop this one up because I really do want to see where that angle where they were coming from with this. Because yeah, was this a female or male?
Female. It's a female.
Yeah, I would love
dressing a certain way doesn't. It's not real. It's not always the answer. I mean, people used to talk crap about young men who sag their pants, and the way and then dressing real urban like and that maybe that'll lower crime or whatever. But hell, they killed Dr. King in a suit.
Yeah.
They killed Medgar Evers in a suit. They kicked Rosa Parks off the bus in a dress. You feel me? A lot of people got killed in the 70s with dress clothes on, with slacks on. Yeah. You understand? So I don't know if that is the deal. I don't know how to create a better character of a better group of men character-wise either, not in mass.
Yeah.
I know I raised my kids, and and nowadays it's like, you know what? I was going to misrepresent that. What I was about to say was, nowadays, with as free as people are giving out sex, like, why even bother with all that? But I think that might not be the best point to try to make, because
there's still respect standards.
Well, sexual assault, for some, gives them a sense of power. So a lot of people are power chasing when they commit sexual assault or rape or something like that. It's a power move somehow.
Or they flirt with, accusations of sexual assault.
What do you mean, flirt with accusations?
False accusations of assault.
Well, nobody gets power from that.
No, I'm saying there are some gray areas where people will use false accusations against people because they have the right to. Like, what I'm saying? Like harassment. It's a broad term, but anybody can claim harassment if you just feel that way. So, like, there are videos out where women go to the gym recording themselves, but they're also catching guys who happen to be either looking in their direction or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're blowing it out of proportion, like, oh, this creep is.
Oh no, I've seen that. I was in the military. That happened a lot there. It happened often enough. I mean, who am I? I'm not the one that can tell a person if they were assaulted or not. But I heard some cases and seen situations where I'm like, all right, Amar Lamar, peace to the God. What's up, bro? But yeah, all right, man. Well, that's our question from the inbox.
So thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous, for that question. Yeah, I would like to pick your brain.
Ovita said it's not about the clothes if they are rapist. Fix that, Ovita. They rape old women too. Yeah. We know it's not about the clothes.
Yeah.
But
it should never be about the clothes. But let's be real here. There's no reason for any man to ever assault a woman because of how she's dressed. Period. Point blank. Even if she walked out naked. Period. Point blank. That being said, don't walk out naked. That being said, be responsible for what you wear and what may come with it. I don't know how else plain to say that. If I had a daughter, I got nieces and little cousins, but that's what I would tell them. You got to be responsible for yourself out here. So if you walk out in a dress that you got to keep pulling down before you leave the house, and you're going to a place where you got to move around, you're not setting yourself up very well, So be careful about the image and the message that you put out. And it's still not your fault. Well, I can't say it's not your fault.
No, it's not. It's not. If somebody assaults you, it's not your fault they assaulted you.
No, it's not.
It's never your fault.
Never.
It's it could be your fault if you started something. Yeah. But if they're doing it based on how you dress, it's not your fault. They mind your manners. Whoever will be the assaulter, there's no reason to do that. It's too much coochie out here.
Now you might get harassed, but it's not.
You're gonna. What comes with that game, often enough, is probably unwanted advances. Women who are covered also get unwanted advances. So like, there's really no way around that. Hey, how you doing, Candace Nicole? We just played your song, "Pull Up" with Diego. But yeah, so it's like, you feel me? I ain't finna do the whole fellas keep your hands to yourself and all that with women dressed this way. I ain't gonna do that. People should just act right. Are they going to act right? Not as commonly as we like. So you just be aware, whatever you're doing. Just be aware. Be street smart. You've been out here. Whatever reaction anybody gets from whatever they do, understand that there is a person who would go on extra with the reaction. There's somebody who will take it over. There's always somebody who will take it overboard. Whether you're talking about how you dressed or whatever. Like, it's people who take it overboard with me sometimes when I make a statement. Mm-hmm. There's people who are mild about it. There's people who are cool with it. There's people who take it overboard and call me names and throw me insults. And is that necessary? No. But there are people, regardless of what we're talking about, who will take it over the top.
Yeah.
Ramon says, but most of the sisters in the mosque can bear witness that they are approached with more respect than they were before they made the conscious decision to cover up. Yeah, the mosque is different. That's though.
Different environment.
Well, no. He's talking about on the street.
Oh.
And he's correct. He's correct.
Oh yeah.
But that's different because it's like a uniform, bro. It's like a uniform. The uniform 100% says, yo, respect me. And that's not what a lot of our women are doing. And, you know, I'm not the guy to tell them to, hey, go put on the makeup that the women from the mosque have. I mean, it is proven though. It is proven that there's a difference.
I don't know the last story I've heard of sexual harassment coming from, you know, the Muslim community. Muslim community. Even some of the gods of the earths from the 5% nation of gods on earth, you know, they're dressed in they're covered in 3/4. And, you know, some of them are of a more revealing nature, some not. You know, even they don't, you know, they get more, hey queen, how you doing? Based on that. But they're totally modest. Mm-hmm. You did in the Quran, it teaches if you want your woman to be modest, you first have to be modest. I forget the surah that it came from, but makes sense.
You know, so that's, you know, but yeah, I mean he's right. he's right. It'll cut it down a lot. But then, but if everybody did it, then at some point somebody's still gonna find a way to, you know, finesse the system.
And then you gotta also understand too.
But he's right.
Yeah, he is.
He's right.
But to also back that up, the sisters have a structure upholding that as well. So they have the
environment that allows them to feel secure and not even secure. That's not the word I'm looking for. It supports their way of life.
I think secure is a good word.
Well, we know they're secure there.
No, I'm talking about like within self. I'm not talking about just having men around. I'm talking about like I could dress. I don't have to do like I don't have to dress like that to get attention or even need the attention. Because I can be me. You know, dressed how I'm dressed, head to toe, not showing whatever, and live and still enjoy life or do whatever I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like some people really do feel like, you know, I have to dress this way to get the attention.
It's the statement that they're choosing to make.
Right.
Well, all of us, the way we dress, it's the statement you're choosing to make. And the interesting thing about that is that if you people interpret your statements differently depending on who it is. You know, he said, plus if you put your hands on our sisters, we put hands on you. That's a fact.
And they know that. So that allows them to walk.
Those sisters are protected and are under covering.
Yeah. That allows them to
walk. I think that's one of the things that maybe dressing scantily clad out by yourself or with your girls may do. It may say, hey, they're not under anybody's covering. So I can try them.
In comparison, yeah, you got a uniform.
I can try, yeah. You know, if you're not in any kind of uniform, you just out here. That's what it does tell some people. It tells the lurkers, hey, she's just out here. You know, if she looked like she belonged somewhere, that people would be less likely to make that move.
So you just brought up something really interesting. So the sisters in Islam have a dress code. And their way of life seems to work for them. And by all accounts, we can describe that as them taking responsibility for how they look.
They bought into the structure that their culture provides. Yeah.
Okay. So why is it that we often hear people say that, you know, doesn't matter how somebody looks, when we know looks really do matter?
Well, doesn't matter how somebody looks concerning what?
Well, we're talking about should women dress differently to avoid abuse, and I'm not saying we've gotten past that, and we're talking more about being responsible for how you dress and the messages you put out. And I was using the Muslim community as an example of the women taking their responsibility to dress how they dress.
Yeah, but you said it doesn't matter, so I'm saying it doesn't matter concerning what, like getting assaulted. Or
I'm sure it increases the likelihood because you just basically like what you just said. If you know you're out of uniform or you're out here looking like that, you look like you're uncovered. You look like somebody you're not under anybody's protection. So that right there sends a message. You know, off top. If you're with a group of women, y'all may look like y'all not under anybody's protection as a group. Yeah. So ain't that messaging?
Well, yeah, but I'm just trying to see. You said. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. So I'm saying it doesn't matter as far as what?
As should women be responsible or be more responsible for the messages that they put out in terms of what they're wearing?
Yeah. I mean,
now, like I said, I'm using that in contrast to the Muslim garb. them taking responsibility for the messages that they put out and how they present themselves to the world versus maybe the average.
It'd be nice if people dressed according with the message that they want to send out. Like if they didn't use excuses. If I want to send a message out of masculinity, let's say I want to put on a dress, but I also want to send out a message of masculinity. Would I choose the dress if I want to send out masculinity?
Of course,
not likely. So, unless I'm trying to prove a point, and I'm not an extra point making type of guy. So, I'm not gonna put on a dress if I want to exude masculinity. The message I want to send out, like if I want to send out a message of a guy having a respectable career, and maybe a image of success, maybe I throw my military uniform, right? That's I'm gonna be respected in most places. With that uniform, or I put on a suit, or something like that. I carry a briefcase. The image I want. So me, I dress like a college student on the way to study hall. Because I'm not really concerned about my image at all. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. But such is male privilege, I suppose.
Okay. What up, Nikki? Shout out to the chat. She says, Nikki chimed in from Nikki Sleek Designs. She says, you can't be careless as a woman and be very aware of your environment because some people, unfortunately, just suck. That's true. That's true. That's true. You can't, but knowing that should probably give you even more of a reason to be aware. Yes?
Should.
But knowing that not everybody's wrapped as tightly as you would like them to be, knowing that it's kind of random at what kind of attention you may get, may not get. Yeah. Shouldn't that put a little bit more onus on what you're wearing, or a little bit more awareness of what you're wearing?
They're aware. They're aware. They just want to do. People just want to do what they want to do. Hell, we're aware. I'm aware if I drink too much pop, I'm flirting with diabetes. But hell, I drank it. A lot of people are aware on the street corner selling drugs that you might get shot out here, but they do it. Awareness doesn't make you do things differently. It's culture. So what culture are you from? What do they do? Do you even care to represent your culture properly? Most of us don't have I've asked people, at least 5 different people, what's your culture? The response is usually they fumble through words and they'll say something. Hell, they don't even. I figure at least hip hop would be a quick way to go. As a culture, I don't think many people even understand that hip hop is a culture. But they don't say nothing. They usually just fumble through words and like, what you mean? So that tells you right there that they don't have a culture. You ask a Muslim what their culture is, they're gonna say Islam. You ask them 5% of what their culture is, they're gonna say Islam. You ask them more, they're gonna say Islam. Some Christians will say Christianity, but most of them that I've asked, they don't. But that's your culture, though. If you're in church like that, that's your culture. Culture, however you want to word it, something that means you follow in Christianity, right? Culture fixes these things, not knowledge. Culture and the will to exude the discipline from the culture.
Okay. All right, cool.
We beat that to death.
Yeah, shout out to whoever put that in the inbox, because y'all just dropped the bomb and walked off and didn't really try to touch it. It's all good though. We know what you want.
But we're gonna go to another song. We're gonna go. I'm gonna play "Addicted" by Lamar Creation, man. Let's go for Shoptalk 7. That is not Lamar Creation. Now you got to get Johnny Dimitri. Dance floor. Let's Shoptalk 7. Let's get it.
Dance floor, he was holding me when that drink got a hold of me. That drink took control of me, and daddy got some more for me. That made about 4 for me, taking shots like it's a score to keep. And the more I started to feel the drink, the more I thought that he was feeling me. what a day, what a day. It's the first day, I ain't gotta work late. Wait, on the way, on the way. I'm going out tonight for my girl's birthday. Late, but when I made it to the place, I bumped into this guy and he was all in my face. Heard him say it's Friday and I just got paid. Shorty swing my way. And when I tried to walk away, he grabbed me by my hand and started begging me to stay. He came up on me like, believe me, baby, I ain't trying to treat you sleazy, baby. But you just make it look so easy, baby. And I just want the chance to please you, baby. Come on, just meet me on the dance floor. He was holding me when that drink got a hold of me. That drink took control of me, and daddy got to go for me. That made about 4 for me. Taking shots like it's a Skoda key. And the more I started to feel the drink, the more I thought that he was feeling me. Hey, what you say, what you say? After I took a shot, I started to feel some type of way. I took that second shot and then I went into a daze. I was grooving to the music that the DJ chose to play. Late. First Nelly told me I'm delayed, and then I got the urge to move my body like a snake. Sway, he liked the way my body swayed. That's why I moved in close and wrapped his arms around my waist. I wind my body, I grind my body, drank lime Bacardi. Now it's time to party. I backed up on him like, believe me, baby, I ain't trying to come on sleazy, baby. But you just making this too easy, baby. You got me feeling like I need you, baby. Come on, just meet me on the dance floor. He was holding me when that drink got a hold of me. That drink took control of me, and daddy got to go for me. That made about 4 for me. Taking shots like it's a Skoda key. And the more I started to feel the drink, the more I thought that he was feeling me.
Shoptalk 7 in the building. We up top when we get down. It's your host, Tony Mediamonics.
I am get this DD Smith, man. Shoptalk 7.
PM.
Thursday night. What up, man? Shout out to the chat, man. We love y'all.
We got we're doing a little different with the topics today. We've been trying to, I ain't gonna say get out of the relationship stuff, but you know, there's other stuff to talk about.
It is.
If y'all got questions, we'll answer them though.
Yeah.
Any questions, we'll answer them. But here's this one. Does voting matter to you? In light of the recent election, does voting matter to you? Why or why not?
It doesn't matter to me, honestly. It don't matter to me. It matters to, I mean, if you're talking about just counting up numbers, yeah, it matters in the numbers. But in the grand scheme of things and what always happens and always tends to play out repeatedly every election cycle. I mean, yeah, well, there's progress, you know, here and there, but things seem to get worse no matter who you put in. You know, and it seems like no matter who you put in, you know, nothing gets fixed. You know, nothing gets fixed. And so people run every cycle to go give their vote, and I'm not knocking anybody who does believe in voting, so let me stop there. I'm not knocking anybody who does believe in voting. For me, it just seems like it never amounts to a whole lot, even when your favorite person gets put in office. You know, you can buy your politicians. That's how you win elections. You buy your politicians. You know, they're bought before you even cast your vote. So to me, it's like your vote is just optics. You know, it's just for
I
you
think-
to say that you could. It's for us to say we gave them a chance to participate. You know.
Shout out Bonnie BB.
What up, Bonnie?
She they matter to me because if let's say the guy they want to win is guy number 1, if guy number 2 gets all the damn votes, it's going to be hard to say no to that.
Absolutely.
But money gives them more visibility. You know, campaign donors and such, super PACs, super PACs, political action committees, which they barely have any financial regulations for.
Exactly.
But money gets them more visibility, and they can get on the market and talk whatever that stuff they need to talk more. So I would say voting matters, but what matters, I think voting matters less to me than a political landscape at large. It's like being involved matters just as much as, if not more than, voting. Like the people who get it done are the lobbyists who know how to write bills and take them to Springfield or take them to Washington, and they put money behind their candidates. You really want to get your hand in politics, and you want your vote to count, you got to put some money behind a candidate. Just look at all the amount of Jordans that people on your block buy, and maybe you can take that money and put it behind a candidate. The block, the block club can decide, hey, we're gonna root for this candidate right here. We're gonna put this one up.
Quick slide, right? We got artists. We talk to a lot of artists, work with a lot of artists. Yeah, I know the mainstream radio, situation. You gotta pay to get your joints where you need them. You know what I'm saying? So you hear the same things on just about every national radio station. They're getting paid to play that stuff. What you think politics is? It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, we don't, a lot of us don't want to pay for things that don't immediately give us some kind of immediate feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to either buy or build your politicians.
I wrote a blog. I'm gonna start back blogging, by the way. I wrote a blog some years ago that kind of talked about maybe the solutions that we could use, right? One of those being like I was just talking about, if a block club formed up, right? That's what we call a body politic, right? So a body politic can be viewed as the people of a nation or a state or an organized group or society collectively, like getting together as a group of citizens and deciding, okay, we're gonna put this money together, we're gonna do this. And then you have a plebiscite, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the direct vote of the body politic.
How's that spelled?
Plebiscite. That's a plebiscite is the direct vote from all the members of that group. Say, hey, we're going to influence our community to vote this way. You know what I mean?
It's called a voting block.
So, yeah, in short. And assuming that y'all have a common cause.
Yeah. That's what
even before you voting, do they? Yeah, I guess a pastor could influence his flock to vote this way. They'll probably have that congressman or alderman come to the church, and so yeah. That's exactly an example. But you got to pick your body. What's your common cause? Maybe media guys should get together and find somebody who allow us to do different things at venues. Like, we could use more public spaces, make more spaces public for use, free for use to shoot music videos. Because shooting videos and things like that is something that keeps kids off the street. You give them something to do. So there's a platform for that. I put in this blog, I said our common cause should be a change in our culture. A culture is one's way of life lived out through customs, traditions, and courtesies. So we need a paradigm shift, one where we change how we view one another. Love conquers all. Let me explain. I'll just put the blog up. But it's you got to have ideas and people who see it your way, and y'all got to do a move. And even if your congressman or alderman don't get elected, still stay active. Still learn how to lobby.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might need that drive to Springfield to get in cahoots with some of these senators and such. You might have to go to them $500 a meal dinners, and it is what it is. That's kind of what it takes if you want to make moves in America. This is a capitalist nation. We are where we are. You have to start somewhere.
Shout out to Spirit, man. He said voting is like rubbing a lamb chop against your stomach in hopes of satisfying your hunger.
Not shout out to Spirit.
Yeah, Nikki, you're right. Money talks, BS walks.
You know,
Yeah.
and knowing what to do with the bread.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, voting matters. It matters.
It matters in one realm or another.
It matters. You just have to use it effectively. You got to use the process. It's a whole process. It's not just showing up. Just showing up to the doing the work before the vote is what makes voting matters. The work you did before the vote is what makes voting matter.
Yeah.
You know,
voting is an action for the people to partake in.
And putting your money up. It just is what it is. I know we don't like it, but it is what it is. And if you're not a voter, I advise. I was about to say if you're smart. I don't want to say that, but be looking at the laws that could affect you and see how you could manipulate them, Lord, to make it work in your favor. I know some people who don't care who's in office. They're going to look at the laws and see how it works for them. They're going to look at the new bills and see how it looks for them, see how it works for them, tax advantages and such, and how it affects their business. And they really read through these things. So, you know, we can make anything work while we're living. We can figure it out.
People are emotional when it comes to voting, man. People are really emotional.
So don't talk about religion and politics.
Boy, people are emotional when it comes to voting, and I understand why. But the visceralness of how we react to each other when it comes to like personal decisions that we all make, and you know, guilty of it in some realm, of course.
What? Yeah.
But like people really do take offense to you didn't vote.
I know if somebody used that thing about the ancestors on me one more time, I'm gonna let them know something.
And that's another thing that gets beaten to the dirt.
I'm not gonna vote just because women
people got the right to vote not too long ago.
People died. People died for your right to vote. That wasn't why they died. If they knew that was gonna be it, they wouldn't have went.
They knew all this.
They wouldn't have went.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die for this? Nah, I'm cool.
I mean, if they understood all the BS going on behind the closed doors, I guarantee you they probably wouldn't give their life for that.
Well, okay. Well, I guess there are the people who still went out to the rallies, even though there had been a history of people getting killed for being proactive about voting rights. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to disrespect those people. Don't want to disrespect those people. So I have to scale back. I have to scale back a little bit on that.
See,
but I'm just saying that ain't you ain't gonna make me go vote for that reason. That's all I'm saying.
It's hard when you know, like when you know the choice is only lesser of two evils. You know, not one being somebody you really, really trust, or somebody you really, really, think can do the job or will do right by the vote. It's always, usually the lesser of two evils. Who do I like? Who do I dislike less? Who's going to screw me over the least, which in most segments of life is kind of the question you ask yourself.
Well, when Obama was up, it wasn't that for me. I really wanted Obama to win.
Who didn't?
I like how that looked.
Oh yeah, we all did.
I went and blasted "My President is Black" by Jeezy as soon as I left the voting booth. My president is black. My Lambo is blue.
Well, yeah, man. People really do take offense to you not voting, or even who you voted for. So in some instances, some people sometimes use that as an opportunity to divide you.
6 years ago, if you said you voted for Trump, oh boy, it would have been a fight.
Man,
you voted for what?
Man, and those same people, including myself, it was like, well, I wouldn't vote for him. I wouldn't vote for him. I only like him because he's an honest idiot.
I like him because he gave me good content. Great content. Big homie Trump.
He trumped George W. George W. was my guy for the clip.
The rappers loved Trump before he went in office.
Oh yeah.
He loved the rappers. They probably spent a lot of money with him.
For sure. I'm sure. But yeah, I wouldn't vote for him though. Only because not only because you know the BS that you're voting for. So consciously, I couldn't really just throw my vote there. So if I have to withhold my vote, I withhold my vote. I'd rather withhold my vote than to give it to somebody that I know I don't believe in. Or somebody who's shown me time and time again their character. Why would I give them my vote?
Yeah. Next politician I vote for, I'm gonna know him. If I don't know him, I ain't got a rapport with him, I ain't voting.
And that's kind of a cool thing of having a radio station, a radio show too. Is we can reach out to some people, some politicians that we can touch. Mainly like aldermen.
There's a few of them. Obviously, aldermen stopped by here, so
yeah.
So we can get that done.
We can get some aldermen done. We can get some
aldermen, some city councilmen. We can get those in here. That'll be big moves if we can get a senator in here. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, speaking into existence, I guess. But
Let's do it.
hey, man, we're gonna do a quick music break, and we're gonna get back to y'all with some more topics, man. Shop Talk 7.
Shop Talk 7.
Yo.
It's just.
Way before the Art Deco, we had the Art of Kemet that's still in business. Of Mother Nature, that's windy business. The hawk besmirched the whole forest that damaged something serious. But mama make common sandwiches, so go mind your business. My sight is Dogon in solar systems, I'm parasailing. You filled with terror, I think that they error felon. These imitations of life got the Mahalia swelling. Y'all think it's that, but it's really black bad as social selling. Ask me a question before you do, can you answer this? Are you aware orchards cancerous? From my vantage, it's truly the latter. That's why I'm painting the grayish matter. Playing I splatter all misconceptions, you should be flattered. On to the stories of being worried about fame and glory. At ghost authors, they not the fathers, they dance on Maury. I'm from a place where from skinny jeans they were up to 40. And still a chapter and parents laughter, that's in the story. Let's be honest, most albums they make me sick to stomach. Be quick to vomit a greater truth, yet it's with be honest. They got the drive, but they shots me why they just like Giannis. Go off the head when I get a beat, I'm a black girl's bunny. Out of the shower of meditation is focus hour. My aura bright like Egyptian beans, that's a lotus flower. I went as high as the heaven sky just to mold this power. Then had the P on the galaxy, that's a golden shower. Spiritually, it's the
Boys, you cool? It's the producer. Cool. This is the Clark Baker.
Yeah. Let's go.
By the way,
Okay. She like on the rocks. She like on the rocks. Pull up to the liquor store. Baby, what you tryna drink?
You know I like
On the rocks.
that's my favorite drink.
Tell that girl get out the car. Do your dance up in the street.
What you want from me?
Girl, put your hands on your knees.
Girl, put your hands on your knees.
If on the rocks, your baby drink and scream. She like on the rocks. She like on the rocks. That little bitch from out west. That little bitch a freak. That little bitch from out south. That little bitch for me. One little bitch from over east. That little bitch a G. One fat little bitch from up north. That got pretty teeth. Baby. Girl. Put your hands on your knees. She like on the rock.
Yeah. Kodak flow, man.
Hey, run that They be like, how you coming? Guess they don't like when I speak my mind. I don't hold punches, he be tweaking, get that all the time. Nowadays, common sense they comment, don't play on my top, that's all my life. Angel on demon time, Allah forgive me twice. They say cutting up, he be crashing out them books for a show. Out of pocket, he rebellious, yeah, I heard it all before. Shout out Kodak, Kiki, Bobbin, they say that we toxic. Used to love me, now they hate me, still the talk of all they gossip.
Read instructions on my life, went back and had to read them right. It said it's money over. I just got to lead them right. Make sure I feed them twice a day. Not like I really need a wife. Cause most these they be broke, but try to live a diva life and good Jesus peace. I don't even got a grief for ice and I been eating right. Asking mama what that season like. Chicken, peas, and rice. Go off the lot, forgot the keys and price. You might see me polite, giving back to my good deeds in life. Nephew, my protege, told him I don't need the keys tonight. They say I'm crazy, I say cause I got my reasons right. I don't pump fake for no and I ain't flogging for no. You would think I was a monster, I'm charging for these lows. Just threw my hoodie on, ain't no competition, it's that bully flow, just send it low. We pull up on business, in 24, it's pressure, and we gon' put it on you till the city on. Everybody trying to get a buzz like they Woody
They
though.
be like, how you coming? Guess they don't like when I speak my mind. I don't hold punches, he be tweaking, get that all the time. Nowadays, common sense they comment, don't play on my top, that's all my life. Angel on demon time, Allah forgive me twice. They say cutting up, he be crashing out them books for a show. Out of pocket, he rebellious, yeah, I heard it all before. Shout out Kodak, Kiki, Bobbin, they say that we toxic. Used to love me, now they hate me, still the talk of all they gossip.
Came back down, just got off the flight, they thought I left, but now I'm back round. Chicago to Miami to Hawaii, changed around. Pretty popping at the party in the stack house. Let them in if they ain't with the squad, we throw them back out. Left the house, I was a teen to mama, I'm a D-boy. Met some killers and some dealers, but hooked up with street boy. So many bitches on me now, I swear I need a decoy. Told them I'm the master, they should call me Leroy. For cash before I left the house today, so many bout to hate. When they see how much the invoice say I'm about to make. Just switched up the mission, cause the bitches found new routes to take. Just revved up the engine, hit the streets, I'm in town today. My Puma sweats, pockets look like knots, feel like my tumor stress. Too real for this. Get these actors off my movie set. Tried to take it from me, had to tell them I was using at the crown. But make sure that you niggas put the rubies
They
back.
be like, how you coming? Guess they don't like when I speak my mind. I don't hold punches, he be tweaking, get that all the time. Nowadays, common sense they comment, don't play on my top, that's all my life. Angel on demon time, Allah forgive me twice. They say cutting up, he be crashing out them books for a show. Out of pocket, he rebellious, yeah, I heard it all before. Shout out Kodak, Kiki, Bobbin, they say that we toxic. Used to love me, now they hate me, still the talk of all they gossip.
On the just
Shop Talk 7 in the building. We up top, we get down. It's your host, Tony, Media Monics.
I am Get This D Smith in the house on another Shop Talk 7 Thursday night, man. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. What we got on Shop Biz? Getting back to the Shop Biz on the table.
We just did the voting matters. Do men hold each other accountable?
Do men hold each other accountable?
That's layered.
Do men hold each other accountable?
Not in general. There's some men who do hold other men accountable. In the male locker room, as I call it, there's not a lot of accountability questions that I've heard. Not a lot. We condone a lot because we get it. We condone a lot because we get it.
Yeah, that sounds very accurate. We condone a lot.
Some of us get caught up living vicariously through the others.
Yeah.
Which is an easy thing to do.
I mean, that allows us to condone a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, ultimately we would have to say no because if it were true, there'd probably be no crime. It'd probably be,
well, I don't know about no crime.
It'd be very, very, very little.
Nah, still gonna have accountability. Doesn't stop hungry people.
But no, what I'm saying is, the men hold each other accountable. If men are holding each other accountable, you know, there may be a little bit more unity. That's what I'm saying. I guess.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit more unity.
And so that would decrease a lot of the, you know,
It'll decrease it.
You know,
Yeah,
a lot of
but
negative aspects.
But very little is a stretch.
Yeah, it'd be a lot less than it is now.
Yeah, murder was invented when the values were still much higher than they are now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I get that. But yeah, I think if men held each other accountable to it's, like you said, that's a layered question, because in some aspects, men definitely hold men accountable, but then there are some aspects where men don't. You know what I'm saying?
We don't hold each other accountable when it comes to our relationships with women. Not as much as I'd like to see. We know our power. Some of us know our power and still condone bullshit because it makes us look. It feeds our ego. We don't condone the things that we don't challenge the things that will affect the strength of our ego. Right?
Like what?
Like getting like dealing with a bunch of women at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something we don't hold each other accountable for. Because we're damaging multiple women, sometimes at the same time.
Yeah, we
sometimes with no remorse or with no hindsight, so we don't necessarily learn from it. We just move to the next woman, or next.
Start the process over again.
Start all over again. Add more hurt women to the pile. So we're not accountable for that, or we don't hold each other accountable as much as we should in that realm.
Getting more women is one of those things that does not make you better long term. It makes you better at getting a woman, but not better at dealing with her. Not better at managing that situation. Mm-hmm. I say this often enough. Women will give you so much of themselves, and they'll let you manage if you're ready to manage it. Yeah. I don't want to use the word lead. That's a buzzword in my opinion. But, they'll allow you your space to exude your masculinity, to execute your masculinity. But we go in these situations, and some of it's culture too, like the cheating thing. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, he or she cheated on me, so that gives me the reason to say fuck it all, right? That's gonna be tough. We're quitters, so it's like, I don't know, but men holding men accountable don't even got nothing to do with people wanting to stay in a relationship.
You don't.
But it's just got something more to do with calling out the bullshit when we see it. Like, hey, no, bro, that wasn't cool.
Yeah, and holding up a standard.
Let's be honest, that wasn't cool. I don't rock with you now because I don't rock with people who get down this way.
Yeah.
And men not holding each other accountable is also based on the fact that we all lack culture. Holding them accountable to what standard?
Or wanting to be accepted.
Like we all come from so many different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. What standard am I holding you to for real? What group standard is there? We can't expect a series of random 10 sets of 10 men to get together. Can't expect it to happen like that. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's create these standards, y'all.
Yeah, that we all adhere to. It's not necessarily impossible.
It's not impossible, and it has happened.
Throwing a group of men together and just coming up with that is different. So I guess men hold each other accountable in their circles to certain levels.
To certain levels, like when they go too far.
Yeah, or you need to go home.
You low-key almost need somebody to nitpick. Damn, nah, bro, don't do that. That's not cool.
Have you ever had to tell anybody, any of your guys that, any of your family and your close men, men friends or male friends or whatever?
Yeah. I've had to,
have you ever had to check them?
I've had to check a couple of guys concerning how they were dealing with a woman in a crowd, in a party. Like, hey, bro, don't do that. Like, that's not cool. We're not doing that. Get your hands off of it. We're finna go. I've had to pull a couple of my guys out of parties. I've had to pull a couple of my guys to the side and say, hey, you drink too much. Which is one of the reasons I stopped drinking as much, because I'm listening to what I'm telling him, but I'm drinking a lot too. And it felt stupid after a while. And I saw he was hurting his family with his drinking. Me, I didn't have no family at the time. It was just me. But I slowed my drinking down a lot, like 90% probably, shortly after that. I've had to talk to people about their money. Like, it's my job to hold people accountable in the military. But my social life, I ain't gonna lie, happened a lot less. But I did have these few times where it was like, nah, man, That's not the move.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't do that. Your wife's at home, bro. Don't take that bullshit to your wife.
Yeah, man. I also think that men straddle the line with trying to tell other men how to live their individual existence.
They straddle the line. What do you mean?
I can tell you all day long, do this, this, and this because that's what I think you should do.
Mm.
But sometimes that could be a little overzealous and ignorant of the fact that you have an existence made up of whatever you've been through in your life.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you to do that I'm telling you is going to work for you, you may not even have the tools to even apply it.
Well, there's a separation between holding the man accountable and telling him what to do.
But in some instances,
because it ain't my job to tell you what to do.
right? But,
It's my job to say, hey, this is harmful. Figure some shit out.
well, people who aren't used to being held accountable, that is how it may come off.
Yeah, and
You know
then
what I'm saying? It may come off like, okay, well, I hear you, I want to hear you, but literally, you don't know me. You don't know where I come from. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's okay because that's their choice. But as a man, if I feel like it's my job to hold you accountable, all I can do is say what I have. And if
so
you
you
don't
take it,
if you don't want to take it, that's on you.
Right.
If you want to fuck up your life more because of your ego, that's a choice to make. I don't even care if you don't want to take my advice.
all I can do is offer it.
Don't take it. Don't take it right there. But consider it later.
Yeah.
I'd rather you brush me off, but at least consider it later. I mean, or somebody's advice. It don't got to be mine. You know, it's okay if you don't take my advice. I'm not the told you so guy. I'm not going to do that.
Has anybody ever had to hold you accountable?
Rarely.
Like men friends, or anybody?
They should have, but they didn't.
In what instance should they have?
How I'm dealing with women, how I was dealing with my wife at the time. How I'm spending my money.
So if they were to hold you accountable, what would have worked?
I don't know. I'm stubborn as fuck. So I don't know. No, honestly. Something may have worked, but I don't know. It never happened. I ain't never had a big bro.
Mm-hmm.
And now at this point, it's hard for me to respect somebody on that level. But even though I do, but it's hard for me to outwardly do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I be stealing game from people. Like I see how you moving. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna take that. You know, I don't really be giving them credit for it. But
I just take notes in the back.
Like there's a couple of people, you know, who I in a certain field, like in this media stuff, there's some people who just showed me the game. So I get them that credit. But like as far as my personal social thing, it's not a lot of people who have helped me. And so now at this point, it's like hard for me to take help or advice, because so just so happen half the people give me advice are fuck ups. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you? That don't even sound right coming from you. This didn't sound like it worked for you. You know what I mean? So I haven't been around a good enough amount of people. This nigga said, he said, taking from one is stealing, borrowing from many is research. That's facts. That's facts. Research. Re means again. So I searched again. That's facts.
That's good shit.
I remember Don Clark, one of our teachers, the admin guys at IMS told us that. He said stealing once is taking it once is stealing, twice is research. Facts.
I can maybe a year or two ago, one of my best friends hit me up, you know what I'm saying, on some concern shit. I'm like, what's wrong? What's going on? And he put me to the side and was like, yeah, man, you know, just concerned about you. I'm like, what you mean concerned? What's now you got me concerned. What's going on? You know, I'm just worried that, you know, this, that. So I just want to talk to you and make sure everything cool, make sure this good, make sure that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been thinking about you. You've been on my mind, you know what I'm saying? Energy, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So we talked. And at the end of it, I was grateful that somebody even gave enough of a shit to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is my concern. You know what I'm saying? Let me holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. And not everybody, you know, not everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? Some people get it through sports. You know, you got teams, coaches. Some people get it through, like you said, you got the military. So you get that accountability through there. Some people are in business together. You know what I'm saying? So you may get accountability there. Some men are workout partners. You get accountability there. There are father groups of men who get together and do father things together and with their children. Those are accountability spaces. So I mean, there are a lot of spaces where I see men holding each other accountable. There are some microcosms that I think people would definitely like to see improvement in, like how we treat women, you know. But I see men being very accountable in a lot of areas of my life. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, but in my spaces, I see a lot of accountability. You know, a lot of men that I know in my spaces are all good fathers. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are married. Most of them are accomplished. Most of them are upstanding people. You know what I'm saying? And everybody around them are upstanding. Like you were saying, even from afar, we hold each other accountable because it's like, I see how he moving. Let me work into that, you know, in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Or I see how this is working for him. Let me follow that model.
Yeah. Well, on the other side of that, from afar, we ain't saying nothing when we see things.
What was that?
So on the other side of that, from afar, when we see things, a lot of us don't say nothing.
That's true too.
So
that's true too.
It's just it comes off funny.
Why is that? Is that to avoid conflict, or is that to avoid offending somebody? Is that to avoid maybe sticking your nose where it don't belong?
Yeah, sometimes sometimes I'm speaking for myself. Sometimes I just don't want to bother. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's y'all business. Sometimes I sing y'all back and forth so many times. In my opinion, y'all, this is what y'all want to be doing. If it's like harmful and you're gonna be around me, if it's like really harmful, I gotta say something. I'll say something like, hey, yeah, I don't want that around me. Yeah. You can't. We're not gonna have that around me. You're not gonna put your hands on her in front of me. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna talk to her this way in front of me. So you can fix that or don't be around me. You have a legal choice to do either one. You have a legal right to do either one.
Shout out to the chat. What up, Marley? Marley dropped in just to say she's not coming in tonight. Hey, Marley, we see you, baby girl. Be safe wherever you at.
But yeah, I know me, like two of my problems is, what was I trying to say? People look at me on the surface and think I present that everything is cool. I wasn't always as transparent as I am now. But I still present as cool to most people. Even my health, they look at my little heart pump bag and they think, oh, this nigga just wearing a satchel. You know, he's wearing a man purse or something. And that's cool in a sense. But you know, I'm I always present as I'm doing okay. And even, in school, I didn't do any work, but I wasn't a discipline problem, so they didn't bother. So I grew up became a man used to not having that kick up the butt. And I needed it though. Maybe I would have done better in school. Maybe if I would have got in trouble for something in the military, maybe it would have put a spark under me. Because I know I don't like to visit the same trouble twice. Well, when I'm called out on it, I don't like to be called out twice. Of course I visit the same trouble. I had fried chicken last night and 2 nights before that. So, I've dealt with this woman this way, knowing that this doesn't go well. But spent money this way, knowing this doesn't go well. I knew a long time ago, I caught myself like, yo, when you get paid, you spend $600-700 immediately. First 3 days. Maybe don't spend no money for the first. I knew I was supposed to do that a long time ago. The discipline part of that is just catching up with me. No. And then when they catch up with me, now I'm bleeding money again. So it's like, I guess the test is, do you keep the lessons up even during this time?
Somebody got to hold you accountable.
It'd be nice, but it's just me. Mm-hmm. It's just me and, I'm renting a room right now. So it's like me and my girl, most of the things we do are outside the house. And that costs a shitload of money. So it's like, not that she requires that, because she don't, but yeah, man.
I mean, so I grew up with I didn't grow up with a lot of brothers. I had 2 brothers, but I had a lot of cousins, a lot of uncles. So you wasn't really far from an ass whooping, you know. So it wasn't hard for me to come out of school and run past an uncle or run past a cousin or have my daddy riding by or my mom just drove by or some shit, auntie or something. So it was always the threat of, man, you get out of line, somebody gonna tap that ass. And chances are it's probably gonna be either my big brother, one of my big cousins, male cousins, or one of my uncles. So male accountability was kind of always around. So yeah, I see the accountability in a lot of places. I try to hold my sons accountable. You know,
I was a mild-mannered kid, so like holding me accountable for what?
Yeah, you was a kid.
Except my schoolwork. It's almost like being a good kid is a hindrance almost. Because who got something to say to me?
Nobody. You pretty much get away with murder as long as you had good grades.
Well, I had bad grades.
Well,
I was horrible in school until senior year of high school.
You were mild-mannered.
But I was mild-mannered. So
Yeah.
that shit went under the radar. I literally passed geometry because the teacher thought I was a nice kid. So she gave me a D.
It worked.
To have credit.
It worked.
You know?
It worked, man.
But, you know, that's where my lack of accountability comes from. People thinking everything's on the up and up because I'm quiet or just not a real troublemaker.
Maybe we should ask the question to women. What does men holding each other accountable look like to y'all?
Stop telling them tell them stop cheating.
Yeah, that'd be the top one. Y'all don't say nothing when y'all all these women.
Is that among the top 5 pieces of advice you would give to another man?
What? Don't cheat?
Yeah. It might be 8 or 9 for me. I don't know.
It'd be in the top 10. I tell you, it probably would. No, it would probably be in the top 3.
It's just always be honest.
Yeah.
It'll fall under that.
Yeah, if you just be honest, you don't have to worry about shit.
But I also understand human nature. Like look, I understand society and humans. I understand some things about society and human nature. All right, so when it comes to cheating, at some point you're gonna dabble. Whether you actually stick your penis in another woman or not, another story.
Well, think about it.
But you're gonna dabble. You'll think about it. You're gonna be nicer, a little nicer to a female than your wife would like you to be. At some point, most of us men are gonna do that. Things get monotonous. You could be a dime piece for your whole life, but if you with that same man for a long time, that don't have the same effect on him that it did at first. It's just not how that works. Just not how it works. Because if it did, you wouldn't argue at her. You wouldn't get away with more. You wouldn't be so quick to check her. I don't want to say check her, but you wouldn't be so quick to get in her shit. Everything would still be cute.
That shit wear off.
She did fuzz. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It wear off. It just wears. You still as fine as you ever were, but the shit wears off. The effect wears off after a while.
They do.
It's like baked macaroni and cheese is great, but if you eat it every day, you'll get tired of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a good smelling woman that same good smelling woman smells great every day, but at some point you might even take a funky day. Oh, you know what, girl? Fuck, be funky today. Just do something different. You know what I'm saying? But so I know things get monotonous, and I understand human nature and what lack of communication does, and I also understand that some people are just assholes. So there's no way to. The great Vita, she says, I've never gotten bored with anyone. I've been in a relationship. I think that's a state of mind. It is a state of mind, and some of us go through it.
Hold on. You've never gotten bored with. Okay.
Of course, I think it's cap, but I think it's cap because it ain't about the word bored. Things get monotonous, so you can call it not bored, but things have less of an effect. At some point, when the dick would have kept you, at some point it don't keep you no more. At some point, apologies would have kept you, but then at another point, they don't work anymore. So everything gets monotonous at some point. It doesn't have the same effect. Is my point with that. So whether you call it getting bored or whatever, at some point that same thing ain't enough no more. At some point, that don't necessarily mean you're gonna go cheat. That don't mean you're gonna do nothing in particular, but it does mean a lot of us will venture out.
Ain't all this state of mind though?
Yeah, for sure it is.
Like even when you're bored,
even when you're not getting bored, it's a state of mind. It's perception. It's a value system. So peace to the people who don't get bored. But we all have our vices where something gets out of hand and we're like, no, enough of that.
Yeah.
but they're looking for bartenders
You know,
and mixologists every Saturday and
and
Sunday.
so where others would cheat, you might be the one that leaves. You know what I'm saying? When a certain thing happens.
They've never gotten bored with me either. They had other issues within themselves.
Frida, you don't know that.
Okay.
Just because
So you've never gotten bored with anybody, and
they've never gotten bored with you either.
Okay.
That's
dope.
That's
That's
only
dope.
you know, but you're not speaking for the masses. So such is life.
That's dope.
And I would doubt that. I would doubt anybody could say that somebody's never gotten bored with them. I can doubt that. I'll doubt that.
I'm sure
I don't know her life.
I'm sure Andrew Tate could say that.
I don't know her life, but I doubt it. I doubt that's because it's not human nature to be with somebody and not get bored. That don't mean they won't get their stuff back together within the situation. But here I am trying to convince her that what she said is different. So okay, they've never gotten bored with her. Not everybody has that argument.
Yeah. But back to the question though: do men hold each other accountable? In some senses, yes. In a lot of areas, no. You know, I guess it just depends on the type of men you're with.
If I'm looking at the masses of men, not enough.
Not enough. No, not.
I can. You're not them, and it's human nature. I got you. You're right. It depends on your relationship. It does. But yeah, you know, not enough. Not enough. We need to hold each other accountable on how we eat, how we spend our money.
Oh, especially how we spend our money. Well, you know what? But then again, see, if you start talking about that,
it's still got to at least be said.
It does have to be said.
If you don't like what I said afterwards, you don't want to talk to me, nigga. That's on you. No problem with me. I'll be all right. I'm a fucking talk show host. I have no shortage of people to talk to. I'm not worried about that at all. If we ain't cool enough for me to speak my piece, all right, homie, do what you got to do.
Well, I think that goes into for me. I think that goes into one of them areas where I can tell it to you, but I'm only gonna say it in a certain way, to a certain extent, and I'm gonna leave it there.
There you go. That's all you're supposed to do.
I ain't trying to jump off into your whatever you got going on in your life. I don't know.
I'm gonna speak on.
I don't wake up and I'll go see with you, so I don't know what's going on.
At least once, I'm gonna speak on whatever you privy me to.
Yeah, whatever you.
Whether it be words or actions, you allow me around you while you doing these actions, or you told me these things, I'm gonna hold you accountable as it pertains to what I've been privy to. Mm-hmm. Hey, dog, you tripping?
Right.
No, you can't bring this chick over my house.
That's the third one.
No, you can't tell your wife you with me. You can't do that.
Don't put me in that, dude. Yeah.
You're not allowed.
Yeah.
So I had that situation before, and dude told me like he threw subliminals at me. Yeah, niggas ain't loyal. Blah blah blah. Look, I'm not loyal. Don't call me. I don't give a fuck if somebody think I'm loyal. I do the right thing. It's what I do.
Armand says, it depends on proximity. The closer you are in the brotherhood, the louder your voice or influence is. Absolutely. That's not necessarily something I'm gonna scream and stomp into the wall for somebody that's not really in my proximity. I'll impart where I can impart, but I have a thicker responsibility or bigger responsibility to my brethren.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna be there and hold them accountable, as they would hold me accountable.
We're aware what loyalty means. I'm just saying I ain't got it like that. I do the right thing. Don't expect it from me due to loyalty, because loyalty had you hanging on some goofy shit. Like you wrong right now, but I got to be loyal to you because we cool. No, I ain't doing that. You know, I'm gonna do the right thing to the best of my ability. I wouldn't, if somebody put the loyal tag on me, fine. I'm not putting it on myself.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all.
Because once again, I don't do buzzwords.
Yeah. Accountability. I mean, I don't think you should be around anybody who won't hold you accountable. If you call them friend, if you call them brother, if you call them whoever.
I've been fortunate that not many people try to bring ill things into my environment. See, I think that a lot of people respect how I move. When they know I ain't on that, they don't try to, put it in my face that way.
So they keep the bullshit out the face.
They keep the bullshit out my face. I'm fortunate enough to where most people who deal with me, if they understand that it's bullshit, they'll keep it out my face. Our minds don't be on that cool.
And let's do a quick music break in here real fast.
Apparently, we already got one. We're talking over Meek Mill right now.
Oh, man. Meek Mill.
I don't play other
Guess
artists.
what, Meek?
No, don't listen to him. I will play you if you're not from Chicago, but I'd much rather you be a local artist in your city.
Guess what, Meek? Move to Chicago. So you thought I was going to say something about
I didn't have no idea what you were going to say, but it was about Meek, so it didn't have nothing to do with me.
Move to Chicago, Meek.
That's between you and Meek.
Move to Chicago, Meek.
We got Chanel True with Please Me Too, man. Shoptalk 7. Let's get it.
Let me teach you something new. I give you this game cause I want what's best for you. You gotta wanna learn my body, baby, study me. Cause love is not a one-way street. It's you and me. Help me relax and release. Can you be my peace? Don't be selfish to me. Cause I got everything you need. Infinite, we overflow with love. Limitless, don't let them tell you wrong. If you aim for greatness, you'll be on. And we'll meet at the top right on. Cause you gotta please me too. Gotta get mine before you get yours. Said you gotta please me too. Cause when I climax, we gon' reach mountains. You gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah, you gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah, you gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah, you gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah, help me help you. You gon' feel just what I feel too. Know it feel good when I please you. Yeah, I want the same too. I love a man who take his time with it, licking and teasing me till I wanna get in. No rush in the process, but you can't let it sit. Keep stirring the pot up till it's time to dive in. And all that you can swim. Show me why I should put you ahead of all of them. Access to my portal is really a hidden gem, but you could be my jeweler as long as you never dim my shine. Have you ever reached a peak with your lover at the same time? It's divine. Cause you gotta please me too. Gotta get mine before you get yours. Gotta get mine. Cause you gotta please me too. You gotta please when I we gon' reach mountains. You gotta please me too. Please me too. Yes, you gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah, you gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah, you gotta please me too. Please me too. Yeah.
Shoptalk 7 in the building. We up top. We get down as your host, Tony Media Monix.
I am Get This D Smith in the house, man, on another Shop Talk 7.
That was Chanel True with Please
Thursday
Me
night.
Too.
Yeah.
Shout out Chanel True.
Shout out Chanel. Shout out to the chat, man. We appreciate you guys stopping through, spending some time with us, man. Shout out to our SBOs once again. Shout out to Bottoms Up Mobile Service. I'm sorry. Shout out to Bottoms Up Mobile Mixology Services LLC. Once again, 773-314-7407. Check out Nikki's Sleek Designs. 219-306-3957. And also Miss Rowe from Rose Design Services. Okay, check her out at 773-322-3076. All right, shout out to our SBOs, man. Make sure you guys patronize our resident small business owners, man.
Definitely patronize me. I'm gonna give you an image of the stuff that I'm finna start selling. Check it out, D. Got him.
Why don't you grow up? Why don't you fucking grow up?
Oh shoot.
Grow the fuck.
Oh my God.
And I look dead at that shit. Oh, let me check it out. Bing.
Oh man. You know I gotta screen record that one. Anyway, man.
Be on the lookout for that in a reel.
It's coming
very soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. Very soon. Maybe in the next hour it's probably gonna happen.
Before you leave.
But look, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. We better get up out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Maybe Freestyle Friday would be nice too. We'll see.
We'll see. It's in the making, y'all. It's in the making.
It's coming. We're gonna get it together.
We're getting that. We're building it up. Don't worry about it.
Snowstorm tomorrow, so maybe not, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna end with the boy Noah Hayes with Body Right featuring Lucky Spearman, man. Something new for us. Shoptalk 7, y'all. Let's get it.
I don't wanna waste no time. I don't wanna waste no time. In my line, never pick it up first time. Gotta make a call back twice. Cause girl, you already know. I let my vocals on low. Started off fast, ended up slow. Kiss from your head all the way to your toes. I keep on going till it feel like I'm taking your soul. Just let it go, just let it flow, just let it show. Just let me know. Is it too fast? Should I go slow? Slow down, sit slow, cool down, slow, top down, vibes on. Girl, I think it's time to get it on. Baby, all I really need is one night to make sure I treat you right. Baby, all I really need is one night to make sure your body is right. Feeling some type of way, bad like a real I can tell by how you taste. Chocolate chips on my face. Always can't get enough of your taste. Baby, all I really need is one night to make sure your body's right. Just let it go, just let it flow, just let it show. Just let me know, go fast or slow. When I go low, just let it go, just let it flow, just let it show. Just let me know, go fast or slow. When I go low.